Welcome to the Hoop Threads podcast, episode 76. Getting going here again with the Prospect Spotlight series. We got Dante Allen, Riviera Prep sophomore guard. Dante, how's it going, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good.
All right, brother. We're gonna get right into it. So tell me about your first dunk.
First ever dunk.
Yeah.
I was in the backyard of my friend's house. We were working out. We just got done with the water break, and I was just feeling good, and I just went up and went down, and I just kind of froze. I kind of realized like
Did I just do that?
it like actually went in this time. It was
Yeah, nice. Landed it. Okay. So people probably think you like the number 35 because of KD. Tell me why you chose that number.
well, originally it was my dad's number. It was a number. He kind of switched around 30, 35, but eventually settled down 35 was like his main number. And
Hmm.
that's the one I kind of want to also like use in our family type of thing, kind of keep it going.
Hmm. Gotcha. When did you know you truly love like the game of basketball? Like it wasn't just something that you wanted to do for fun. Like this is something that you want to kind of
Uh,
do long term.
I'd say when I was around 7, 8 years old, when I would go to like the gym with my dad to put up shots, and it was like, and I wasn't just doing it just to like say yes. And once I was there to get through it, like I wanted to go. When I started working out, I really liked doing it. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to come back the next day. At that point, I figured out, all right, I want to. This is literally what I want to do.
Okay. What's a piece of advice or kind of just words that your dad is always repeating or the coaching staff is always repeating to you kind of in the gym when you're working out together? Is there a
I would
mantra
say
that they kind
just
of tell?
try and work as hard as possible. Try to do things like in the workout the way you want to play in the game, because that's the best way that it can like really translate over.
Mhm. Okay. Got you. Tell me about a time that you faced adversity. How did you deal with it? What were some tools that you used to navigate it?
I said one time, I'd say last year, the end of my ninth grade year, that we lost in our state championship. It was tough because we had a lot of seniors, a lot of good seniors who really deserved that to have that last win in their career.
Mhm.
I'd say from there it was tough because like they wouldn't bring that many guys back, and it was from then it was I had to do some stuff on my own. I had to try and get better as much as I could on my own, because then I would say I had to step into a bigger role, and it was just work from there. Just try and get better as much as I could. Try and learn the game a little bit better from somebody who might have to do a bit more for his team. Try
Mhm.
and be a bit more of a leader.
Mhm.
Then just kind of work from there.
Got you. Your school began as just going up to the eighth grade, and then they added ninth through 12th grade in 2011. Talk about your team's road to the school's first Class 3A state title.
I'd say it's been a long one because for a little while even before I was there, we made it to states one time, lost in the semis. Then we were kind of trapped in that like regional area. And I'd say the year after COVID hit, the 2020-21 season, the year before I went, they had their season canceled. So
Mhm.
they couldn't compete. They kind of went around to like different states, kind of playing like not under the high school name, kind of.
Mhm.
They said that then when we came back last year, kind of restocked, reloaded, thought we had a good run at it. Instead, we came up short. But then this year, kind of centered around like some younger guys, some ones that'll kind of be here for a few more years after I leave, also. And then we just kind of worked from there. We tried to get that connection, that bond that the teams that we had before that they also had, because that's obviously a very important piece in trying to win some like bigger games in the championship.
Mhm.
And we just kind of bonded from there. We got better together, and then at the end of the day, we won.
Gotcha. Were you at that school as an eighth grader, or what was kind of the selection process like when you guys were trying to figure out where you wanted to go to high school?
So I went last year in ninth grade. So I would say school I was in for middle school. We were supposed to have a couple guys there for high school, and then they chose to go another road. So me and my family we kind of sat down, said, "You might want to. This is an option. Like the coach of Riviera, he's interested. He wants to sit down, talk to you, like see if you want to move anywhere. See who wants to move to his school, of course.
Mm.
Yeah, kind of sat down, talked, kind of went around the school a little bit, and I thought that would be the best fit for me,
Okay.
especially for school and basketball wise.
Shout out coach, man. All right. So let's talk about your habits. What's your gym schedule? Who sets it and kind of what are you doing?
Uh, Dude, for stuff for school, that's normally my coach who sets that up. But for things outside of that, whenever I have time, me and my dad will fix around in some times that we both go to the gym, try and work out, try to get in the weight room some too with the at school. So
Mhm.
it's just something that's important. Weights like kind of agility stuff, speed training, just kind of just stuff like that to get like all around training in.
Okay. What are you working on the most kind of individually? What have you added to your game and what are you looking to add kind of this spring before the summer AU season gets going?
I would say the biggest thing I added was being a little bit better in the half court. Like before, when I really didn't have to be much of like a guard much, I could just kind of get a rebound and just try and go in transition, create from there. But in
Mhm.
the half court, I wasn't that great. Didn't have like many moves to use. But I'd say that's the one thing I added, being able to not only score in the half court, but kind of facilitate, read the game a little bit better.
Mhm.
I'd
Okay.
say probably going to AU season, adding a little bit more, not having to always be wide open off like a play to try and be able to score, be able to find catch the ball, be able to try and create something not only for myself but for the teammates as well, and try and get the best shot possible, not just off of just being just kind of naturally open.
Okay. What are some interests and hobbies you have off the court? What do you do on the weekends, for fun
On the
when you're not?
weekends, the time I have, I normally like to. As much as a lot of people want to go out and see their friends, weekends I need this time I take a break. I like to have a little bit of time of recovery for the time I have because once that weekday starts, going right back at it.
Mhm.
But I also like seeing my friends sometimes. Obviously I moved schools, so I like seeing some guys that I used to be around a lot. Like seeing them a little bit more too. Obviously, trying to keep like that old bond since I don't get to see them like every day now.
Cool. Okay, got you. So AAU wise, you're with the Nightrydas, and that's a lot of it, a lot of attention on your team for sure because of some of your teammates. The Boozer twins are phenomenal young basketball players. Talk about what it's like playing with them. And the second question I got for you is who's the best one-on-one player? Because I know that one's
Ooh,
got to be interesting.
that's that's a really. I'll start with the first one. The first one I'd say playing with them is like it's crazy because like one thing you see with high school is like you grow with them. You have the same training process, but when these kids go to other schools,
Mm,
just trying to see like the stuff they've gotten better at, the stuff that they focused on, to see how much better they also got from their like program themselves.
mhm.
It's definitely paid off from the stuff that I've seen. It's definitely working for them. Best one-on-one player, so because this one can change on like any day. This one could be, let's say, dang, I'd say it's either Caden or Alex Lloyd on our team. Those two are
Okay.
definitely two of the best like they can create for themselves in the one-on-one.
Yeah, Alex is a freak of nature athlete. He's got a bright future as well.
Yeah, for
What
sure.
are the best kind? I mean, you're younger, you're sophomore, kind of heading into the summer before your junior year. So you're not having. Are you allowed to have conversations with college coaches? I don't believe so, right?
No, not right now because I don't think it's like a certain time. I think once that time opens up going into junior year,
Summer.
you're allowed to.
Gotcha. Well, I guess we'll look forward to that. So, what type of conversations are you trying to have with college coaches? What are you trying to learn about them and their program when you do get to that point?
Uh, I'd say one of the biggest things is like one thing I love seeing like how coaches play their play style. Do they play aggressive on defense or do like they like to slow down, run sets on offense, kind of things like that. One thing I also like seeing is like the stuff they do outside of just games. Like their practice schedules, like ways of extra work that like kids can put in, like weight room, extra shots, stuff like that. Like the ways that like ways that you can get better, just not from practice, is something that I like seeing also.
Stuff outside the practice floor. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
What are your grades like? What are you interested in studying? What are your plans outside of basketball?
I think my grades are pretty good. No, kind of they've gotten better, I'd say, as like the years as the year went on. One thing I've always liked, the like biggest school subject, I say math. One thing I like to like, I also like engineering. Like just kind of building things. That's the one thing I'd like to I like to explore as time goes on. Maybe for college also.
Okay. Got you. And then the last question, and then we'll get to some quick hitters and some film and get you out of here. What are some things that you really value, in a coach or in the people around you on a team? Is it trust? Is it honesty? Is it, just work ethic behind the scenes? What are some things that are really important to you?
I would say definitely for a coach is honesty. I don't like coach like kind of catering to some of the better guys. I want to feel coach if he's feeling some certain way. I want to be honest, tell the truth because that's the only way I feel like the only way you can get better. So if a coach is honest with you, they can tell you ways that you can improve, do these things better. And I say for teammates, I say the one thing is like always try and get better, but when we're playing, just always trying to like just always like believe in something bigger than yourself. Always remember that we're playing for a team. We're pretty much always playing for like a certain goal. And really, not at least nowadays, the things that I've seen, you can't do these things alone. You always gotta have you always need to have somebody having your back, and I feel like that's the best way.
Yes, sir. All right, so we're gonna move to quick hitters next, and then get into film. So, just kind of the first thing that comes to mind, players that you model your game after.
Ooh, it's say one guy that I like to watch a lot is I think Brandon Ingram. I'd say especially like being a way to score on like in multiple ways, like off the dribble. Off the dribble is one way, but then like kind of catch and shoots, you can get to the rim. He can score on if it's a guy smaller than him, he can shoot over him. If it's a guy maybe taller than him, then he can use like his quickness and speed to go around. That's one thing I like to see is like the way he reads the game, like the shots that he gets into, depending on who's guarding him, how he's guarding them.
Okay. Got you. What's your like the best spot on the floor that you kind of like to operate from? And then what's the spot that you're really trying to work on? Being better, from that angle, whether it's the wing or top of the key or corner or, free throw.
I would say best spot probably top of the key because you've got both ways to go. You got plenty of space behind you if you need to back up. You've got like everything's in front of you pretty much.
Mhm.
You can get downhill, you can get to a shot. There's plenty of options to really work from.
Okay.
I'd say one spot, the really two would probably be the corners. When you don't got that much room. You've either got a shot, you got a drive. You don't have that much room going both ways to operate off of. Then I say the post also. That's something I'm
Mhm.
trying to add a little bit too. So trying to get better out of that spot, trying to get like score like 4 to 6 points out of there, just kind of skin down closer to the basket and playing a little bit more back to the basket.
Okay. Balls in your hand, game of the line. Where are you taking the shot from? Do you want a ball screen? What does that look like?
I definitely don't want to ball screens because then at that point I feel like because then that gives an opportunity to bring the trap.
Yep.
I'd say game's tied. I'm trying to get to a mid-range shot if I can. The first goal is maybe try and get downhill, try to get a little finish, get fouled. But if that doesn't happen, then definitely trying to get to like a mid-range, like a good spot. I'd say probably one of the elbows. Just a good spot, get on balance, and then just kind of rise up from there.
Okay. We're gonna do two fun ones, and then we're gonna move on to film. So, who's the funniest player on the Miami Heat, or just on an NBA team that you've been around?
Uh, I would say, dang, this is like, dang. I would say in Minnesota, I would say that Cat, he's a funny guy because like I said that time he still has like some kid tendencies in him, like
Mhm.
He likes video games. He likes to joke around. Of course, when it comes to game time, is when he locks in and all that stuff. But outside of that, he's a funny guy.
Gotcha.
He's just a
Okay.
cool dude to be around.
Okay. So last one. Rank these first, second, and third. Game-winning assists, game-winning defensive stop, and game-winning shot at the buzzer.
Uh, I say number one. I'd have to go with game winning shot. Sure for me. I say number two, definitely game winning stop. Definitely like as a guy, I like to play defense. It feels great when like they don't hit that shot and it's like you end up sealing that game. I say third assist. It's definitely an underrated one because like everybody's always gonna value the person that made the shot, but like always the person. If you could set it up, then there'll always be like those real people that'll really know that like that you kind of made that happen.
For sure. All right. So now we're gonna get into the film portion, and then we'll get you out of here. So the first kind of set is just some nice dunks you had in transition.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that was like first second play of the game. We got like that first stop and then got out running.
Early. Yep.
Oh, that was a favorite one of mine.
Another
But
good one.
yeah.
Like this one because of the defense leading to the dunk.
Oh yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm mad at the videographer because that one looked like it was tough.
Oh, that's right. There's one I huddled in and they didn't really get that one down.
Yeah. You
But
got that one though.
yeah, I love that one.
So I like that read and just kind of getting through here. This isn't a dunk, but this is just a transition finish that I liked.
Mhm.
Looking up floor right away, letting it go early,
Oh,
and you got the rebound, which is nice. Good defense. I think we already saw this one. Yeah, we already saw that one, but we'll watch it again. All
all
right.
right.
We're going to move on to the next part, which is passing, which I think is a really underrated part of your game. A one-handed full court pass is pretty tough.
Yeah.
I really like that you're looking up floor right away. This one right off the rebound for an easy dunk for your big.
Mhm.
Good kick to the corner. Nice
Mm.
transition there. Like this. I'm glad he hit that.
Oh, yeah. 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 I've seen him hit that floater 100 times, so I know that was going down.
Got you. One-handed pass in transition. Good
Ah,
finish from your teammate.
I could have made that one a little bit better.
It's still got there. Easy buckets for your big man.
Yeah.
The cameraman's killing me, yo. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's
I,
fun.
I I think these ones are more of like I don't know if it's a cameraman. It's just like the school. It's
Oh,
like
it's
their
the
huddle
huddle
camera.
camera. I got you. Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw that one already. Um, really good pass out of the double team to the wide open big there. We already saw this one, but we'll watch it again. Look at me go, man. All these duplicate flips. And we already saw that one as well. So this is the one kind of negative one that I saw. I don't know your personnel as far as if number 4 is a good shooter. I just think if you're able to draw two when you get into the paint here, if you can make that kick to the corner, it's going to be pretty devastating for defenses to have to cover here. Because this
Okay.
guard is way too low right there. It's a good shot. I mean, you had it and you had it going kind of before that, so I'm not mad at it, but just something to think about down the line. We're gonna
Okay.
go catch and shoots. There's an awful lot of catch and shoot threes, which we love to see
Hmm.
from distance too. It's important that your form never changes on those as well as
Hmm.
consistent. And we love to see that. Deep three. Confident man right there. We like it. Corner three.
There it is.
Yep. And then we'll go to off the bounce. As we were kind of talking about, this is kind of an area of your game that I think will continue to improve. Kind of snake around the screen, hit that elbow jumper there.
Yeah. Let's kinda
On a
see.
gap in the defense, good screen from your big man.
Yep.
Just an easy
Yeah.
look there. That one's tough. We'll watch that one again.
Mm.
Hand down, man down.
Yep.
Yes, sir. It was a big game too against Christopher Columbus. I can't believe you hit that. That was a horse shot right there.
Oh yeah, that was like with the clock
Well,
running down, I gotta get something off.
we'll take it. Way too much space. You were definitely feeling it. Led your team back in that game. Believe you lost by single digits. The
Yeah,
ref stopped this one early, but it was still a tough hit.
yeah. I got really mad at that one. Didn't go in.
That was a really good one there. All right, so we talked about that. Let's go to the defense real quick.
All right.
So these are some positive clips. We kind of already saw some of these before. You kind of keeping your head on a swivel there, leading to the other way. I think we got this one too already, but we'll watch it again. Good finish in transition. This is a good recovery block. Good help defense there.
Hmm.
Jump in the passing lane. We already saw that one as well, but kind of just getting in those passing lanes and getting easy looks and getting yourself going is important to being, kind of a versatile offensive player. So there's a
Yeah.
couple defensive clips that you're here at the top of the key, just losing sight of your man on these backdoor cuts.
Oh
You
yeah.
you kind of lucked out there that he didn't see his teammate cut into the basket. So just kind of keeping like hand contact with your guy when you're off the ball, or just kind of just getting that quick peek to look back at where he's at.
Okay.
So this one, like the one thing about this one is that like as your notoriety grows, like you're gonna get face guarded in games. And so when he's face guarding you, that's when you got to set him up like you're going middle and then face cut to the basket, or the other way, like you get in front of him and then spin off and cut back door.
Okay.
You're making it too easy for them to guard you right now. And then when your teammate picks up his dribble and is kind of in trouble there, yeah, he shouldn't have picked up his dribble, but you don't come to the ball at all. You just kind of stand there, and he doesn't really have a passing window. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So this is defensively in transition. The first thing to do, like you're trying to stop the ball, but this guy's kind of here with him. So what I'd like to do is just turn and sprint and just get back to at least get back to the nail, if not under the basket. Because if you get back to if you just turn and sprint here, he's not getting past you.
Okay. Yeah, I
But
see.
yeah, you're going for the steal though. This one's not your fault. There's a switch. You were helping. I just want to hear you communicate more and tell your guy to go on that one.
Okay.
It's not really your fault, but just kind of the communication. I think as a leader, as you continue to grow, it's really hard to set screens on a team that talks, especially ones that are on the bench, as well as the five that are on the floor. But I think that really helps as far as being a leader, and everyone's kind of staying connected, because that's kind of your goal as a leader as well.
Okay.
This one I'm not that mad about because it was a 17-point game. There's 5 seconds left. But I mean, your 4 teammates are still hooping.
Yeah, I got it.
And just kind of go to the end there.
Yeah.
This
I can
one,
take on that one.
yeah, I got you.
That
That one we already saw. That was
the fall asleep one.
that was the backdoor cut, and that was the off ball one that we already saw as well. We'll get to just kind of positioning real quick.
Okay.
So right here, like it was really good recovery, and you still got that block. But again, as far as the angle, once you turn this over, like if you're not going to get that ball and beat him to it, then you got to beat him to the rim and beat him to the spot and take a charge, or either be able to block it. You know what I'm saying? As far as the angle that you just did.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
But you made up for it, so I ain't that mad at you. So again, just kind of not falling asleep off the ball here.
Yeah.
But I mean, you did make a good recovery and get back and got that block, and then you guys got going the other way. So man, I think the future is really bright for you. And just kind of in talking to you and learning about some of the decisions that you make, I think it's really good. I think just like I said, the communication as a leader, that's really something that's going to be important, whether or not you are the best player on the team. If you're playing with the Boozer twins in the summer, you can still talk and you can still add a ton of value defensively and as an off-ball shooter and stuff like that if you are off the ball more. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and when you communicate more, you're more engaged with the game, and then the team is more connected as a whole. I think it's crazy that you have some of the scholarship offers that you have
Nah,
and are unranked in a lot of these services.
yeah.
But it sounds like it doesn't really bother you all that much.
Nah, I mean, end of the day, rankings or not, I have a chance to go to college, a chance to go to some good colleges too. So rankings or not, I feel like as long as I have those, it gives me a like really good chance in the future to really get better, to play for some of these high level D1 programs.
Mhm.
And ranked or not, I know they're gonna play against good teams. We're also gonna have the good players, and that's the time where I really feel like I go improve myself.
You got to really go after those dudes too, and you do match up with them, and I think you did in that game against Columbus for sure. And like I said, bright future ahead of you. Appreciate the time, brother.
Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
too.
Yes, sir.